Okay, guys. So what does an evaluator do? The role of the evaluator is very important for everybody, be it in our speeches or in our day-to-day lives when we want to improve. So the role of the evaluator to make sure is that the speaker is in a state of euphoria, but in such a way that he does not stay on cloud nine forever. So let me ask all of you, what does hakuna matata mean? Before I start tell you about more about speeches.
No worries.
No worries. Exactly, that is why you're here, because you don't want to worry about things and you want to enjoy it. Same way, a speaker should have a hakuna matata moment after an evaluator presents the evaluation, which means you need to be the good cop and the bad cop in the same time, but give that motivation that takes them forward. Now, before I ask you about something, let me show you something. Give me your frank opinions, unmute and tell me, describe it in one word, okay? And I want you all to be frank because everybody does not like everything. So when you see this, give me one word as a reaction.
Unique.
Unique. Anybody else? I'm sure there are many more people.
Creative.
Creative, all right. There's anybody who does not like it, can be very obvious, please. I cannot see you, so I will not hold it against you.
Brave.
Right. Come again.
Brave.
Thank you. Now let me move on to another image. A little tricky, so you have to tell me.
It is a bit weird.
Weird. Thank you.
Weird. Mother Nature.
Mother Nature.
Different and unique.
Different and unique, right? So the first image, everybody give me a positive. Correct. Everybody give me a positive thing. And here somebody found it, it's weird. True that. Like each one of us has a different opinion, evaluations also can differ with person to person. And that is why it's called an evaluation. So when we saw these images, what do? We judged about it. We gave our opinions about it. But when we give an evaluation, it has to be a combination of positives and suggestions. So what can be the positives while giving a speech? It can be the way you look at the people. Now it's an online meeting, so I have to look in the camera. So have I made that eye contact? If I made an eye contact, I'm looking into the camera and talking to you. Am I using my hands? Am I not using it? Am I using my voice to being the most effective one? Have I made a speech look very interesting for you? Like you see these movies, right? And these ads, how do they make it interesting? It grabs your attention at the beginning. It keeps you glued in the middle of the speech. And you slightly close it, like a movie. So did the speech carry that attention? Like our speaker, our fifth speaker, he kept us, fifth speaker for the day was Jude. He made us smile and laugh. So was it humorous? Was it as creatively brought together like Nisha? What was it unique about that speech that you identified? That is where you give the positive for the speaker, so that the speaker believes that, has more confidence and comes back and speaks, so that they know their positives from a different person also. Now, when you have made the person be in a state of euphoria, it's also important that the speaker comes back better. We say, updated versions of games and mobile phones and everything possible. Same way, can they become an updated version about themselves? If they can be, then how is that? You will have to give that point. Like, what was that which you felt that could have been improved? So when you are giving this, it has to be wound very well. Why? Do you listen to everybody when you talk? When somebody tells you, you did this wrong, you did this wrongly, this was rude, do you listen to everybody who gives you a feedback?
No.
Because who is this person? So you have to make sure that person listens to you. How do you make that person listen? First, you have to appreciate the person. Now, if your teacher says, okay, Tanmay, this was a wonderful presentation of your project work, then you feel good, right, Tanmay? You feel that, okay, this my teacher identified. But I felt your handwriting could have made it better. If you had slightly written it better, the impact, the way you've written it, I could understand it. Everybody would feel it, they would want to read it more. Now, will you take that feedback, Tanmay?
Yes.
No? Thank you. Tanmay was like this, and she said, yes, I was not sure of this. We Indians do that. So that's how it is. So you give a feedback in such a way that person feels positive and the need for making that change. That is why you give we call it as a feedback and not judging a person. We don't say it was not good, it was not nice, or it was very fast. We tell them why they need to improve that. And that is what makes an evaluation effective, because the other person will work on it and come back to you. So this is few pointers of how to give evaluations. When you give an evaluation, put it nicely wound up. I mean, wound it up really well. Give the positives, give the suggestions in such a way that you would like to listen. If you would like to listen, the other person also will like to listen. With this, I wouldn't want to take much of your time on evaluations, but a final note about evaluation is be clear in whatever you say. Don't confuse the person. Also put it in such a way that the person understands every point and why they need to change or why they have been so good in giving that speech. Yes. With this, I stop my evaluation segment. I think I did 5 minutes, so I'm not going to go over it. So I'll evaluate one speaker. So be informed that every evaluator is different, like every speaker. So the way I would evaluate might be different from the other evaluators. So that's how it will be. So bring in your unique touch while you're evaluating. With this, I hand it over to Sapna.